Good morning everybody, and this is your DAX day trade setup for today. So pretty much range bound at the moment, and you can see we are sort of hovering between the moving averages and the 155 EMA. So you've got the 33 and the 66 EMA to the downside, and in the 155 we do not have a crossover yet. Oscillators have eased off the top at the moment and sort of pointing to the downside. So one key thing we need to pay attention to, and that is this level right here. That's at 14,100. A break and retest of that validates a double top, and that's going to get us moving to the downside. And what you're looking for then is something along the lines of that. And if you look to the left, you can see there is a little bit of support there. So I'm deliberately a little bit conservative on the measured move targets because I prefer the target to be hit exact and to take profit. So a break of 14,100, you're looking for a move down to 13,700. That's kind of the bigger picture at the moment. If we start drilling down to the lower time frames, you'll see on the 3 hour no real I suppose we could argue that is diversions there. You can see low, lower low, low, higher low on price. We're in amongst moving averages, so I'm not going to pay attention to the oscillators at the moment. As far as I'm concerned, we are range bound, and we are testing some key levels at the moment, and also below the 155 on the 3 hour. So I suspect we're just going to bounce around here, to be honest. But let's just check on the hour, and you can see the importance of the level that we've broken through, and then obviously we've just got this last swing low. Just want to adjust it to on the bar. So that is 14,113 to be. That's the exact level we need to pay attention to. There were gaps, and there were gaps in the side. Yeah, all those gaps are closed now. And as I said yesterday as well, you need to pay attention to those gaps. At the moment, could be a flag forming, or it could be the start of a channel. So this could be a break and retest, and you'll see these tails here are also potential breakout retest areas. So at the moment, I'm a little bit skeptical to be buying. Not really seeing it as bottom of the range. Been a pretty solid sort of a red day on the daily bar, and you can look there, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. A little bit of a flag forming, a megaphone forming, but look at the oscillators on the daily. That's indicating we are tired, we are crossing over, and we are moving back to the downside, which also makes sense because V reversals are rare, so you would expect some kind of a pullback, and we've got these big gaps, daily gaps to the downside. So I'm just going to pop down to 15-minute because that's more than likely what you're going to be doing. As per yesterday, you can see we had the flag break, we had a bit of confusion here, and then broke down. There are still gaps to the upside. There's a big gap there in the 15-minute chart, which will more than likely be targeted somewhere along the line. But all of these gaps that were to the downside were hit, and we don't have any others here. I just want to check further down here. I do remember quite a few little gaps. Doesn't look like we have just this big daily gap right here. Okay, so let's just come back to price. So you can see we are pretty close to that gap. I suspect that gets closed. So 14,113 definitely on the cards. And then you've got 13,780 and 13,550 as your next levels. I just want to see, where did I get the gap? Sorry, the gap is further down. So the gap is at 13,557. Last thing, so if the double top does play out, then you might as well just switch on your Fibonacci and see where the levels line up, and you can see the 38.2 lines up quite nicely, the gap lines up at 50%, and then at 61.8 there is also more interaction at that level as well. So ladies and gentlemen, that's kind of my view at the moment. I'm not really keen on being long just yet. If we start breaking above, I just want to adjust this. So this high of the last 2 weeks here, so that's at 14,591. That would get me looking for my longs. Inverse head and shoulder still in play. There's the shoulder, there's the head, and this is just another shoulder. So that's still in play. But personally, I think we're probably going to drop a little bit lower onto the 50% Fibonacci, somewhere into this zone here, 13,555. So that's kind of my gut at the moment. But 50-50 call, we are in a range, so I don't really like trading what we see in a range. There's nothing higher up, but I can see where we need to see a rejection. So the rejection is going to have to come off this level here. So in other words, a move down to test this level, then a move back up to come and test the rejection, and then a move down. Moving averages crossover and below the 155, so almost there. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. But that's kind of my view. Could possibly be a double top forming. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.